Alright guys, there we go. So I had a few problems with my microphone, but it does seem to be working now. It is recording, and we are going to be watching Reaper versus MogaBait. So, sorry. Anyway, MogaBait here on the right-hand side, playing UD, and on the left-hand side we have Reaper. He used to be a UD player as well, at least that's how I remember him, and now he's playing ST Frost, as we see with that Ice Shard. Kind of a boring deck in my opinion, but it's a little loud. Should we? I don't know. We'll make it a little bit louder. Not so loud. Anyway, by itself, I think the Frost Amp could be okay if it wasn't played so much. Cause like the idea of amping damage can be kind of interesting. Oh, there we go. But Frost Amp I've just seen too many times, and it just is. It's a bit linear in my opinion. A lot of ST has become very linear. When it comes to like the meta plays, because it's a lot of swap and Gale Force, and then like having just champions with a lot of HP, and then you just kind of win. And not so many like fun flashy plays as you see with other themes. Now, if you see like crystals or Yeti as a theme, they can be quite fun, and they can be a little bit more flashy. But when it comes to like Frost and meta and beasts, often kind of just go off of having very efficient champions, and then having maybe one tiny synergetic thing, but on the other hand really just being, meta when it comes to relic, spells, and equipment. Yeah, so like with beasts, it's just having, loads of HP, and then, just swapping and doing whatever and using Ice Fang, while here we have the damage from, for example, this, how much did this do? 18 damage. Yeah, 18 damage from the spell, for example, or 16 from that, what's it called? And there's a swap on the pincushion as well that I didn't see. So yeah, that's all that this spell group really does. It's quite boring in my opinion, when it's really just meta champions and you have like a bit of a synergetic thing going on, but it's really just meta ST. But on the other hand, the reason I am watching this game though is because usually when I see UD versus, I gotta drink some water. I'm sorry, I keep coughing. Anyway, usually when I see UD against ST, I'm like, ST is a pretty good advantage, because ST is, in my opinion, the best, if not the second best, faction in the game right now. SP is quite close. Shatter Peaks being very, very strong as well, but I think. There are obviously depends on what theme you're playing, but in general, ST is very strong just because of how good the faction bonus is. But whenever I see ST and UD being probably one of the worst, I think first and second waste is the worst, and second worst would be UD. I usually am like, we'll see what happens. But anyway, what I'm trying to get to here is, even though the themes, I would say that Reaper is playing a theme that is at, I don't know, around 0.5. So let's say 0 is the God tier, so that would be, for example, SC Beasts or STSP or maybe KF Rangers. That'd all be 0, so God tier. And every meta battle group is, in my opinion, maybe tier 1. Like, it should be tier 1. I think that this battle group is kind of in between. This is maybe 0.05. It's not exactly God tier, but it's also not exactly tier 1 or T0. So it's kind of in between. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, so we have a very good advantage on the top side for MogaBait. He has that Max Rec as well as the Chosen with the Relocate Demon. So once this gets into the fight, it will be very scary because of that Dark Summons, right? He'll keep pooping out summons. So like, it won't be a bad idea if MogaBait maybe just retreats and kind of fortifies up. Not a horrible idea. What's interesting about MogaBait's deck is it actually does okay late game because he plays double Maddening Echoes. And what you'll often find is at least 3 of your champions will be in range of 2x2 of a spell. Which means that's already 12 damage. If you add another champion of your own, let's say a summon, then you'll do 17 damage. So you can do 17-17 on 3 of their champions. And a lot of the time, like even right here, we see like this is all within 3 spaces. And it can be pretty hard to like not be within 3 spaces at all times, right? Not only like I say when they get, what was that? When they engage, you might have to do it, or when I don't know. Throughout the you know, the waiting phase, there's always a time where you can use the Maddening Echoes ×2. So it is like a meta deck, though. It's kind of interesting, in all honesty, because it has Max Rec, which would make me think it's a Max Rec deck, but it doesn't have any cheap champions that it would summon. It really only uses a Max Rec for late game, and it summons with Dark Summons, actually. So here, a random demon. Usually you would have random demons that cost 65 or less in your battle group, but in this case, it's not like that. It just has, you know, summon the Imp. But this works okay in late game because you get some free champions, right? Anyway, so the Chosen can get in here. Chosen is a very good choice here because of the Void Shield, giving resistance to that frost damage. Both of these champions having that frost damage here. I'm gonna... where's my... Alright, let's just... I'm gonna take over the Discord chat. I'm bringing that to the other side. Now you see my desktop, and there we go. So it is now, I don't know, it's kind of close. We do have the Scorched Dwarf for MogaBait, meaning he's getting another 9 Nora a turn, so he's not even that much. He's down right now a fourth of a font. So font, let's just count them even in fonts. But then what we have to see is who wins this late game. Well, probably ST, right? They have Swab, they have Gale Force. Now Max Rec is strong, but this Dark Summons only works really with the sacrificial power if you're constantly fighting, right? Which he isn't. I mean, whenever I play against MogaBait, I lose, but I don't typically play the top tier decks. Right now, I am actually playing a lot of Cyclops, and I do think Cyclops are very high tier compared to what I usually play. Like usually I play like Slags, right? Which in my opinion are probably like tier 2, if not tier 3. Slags aren't usually that good. I mean, I think by themselves, Slags are tier 3, but because they are an SP, makes maybe tier 2. Ooh, okay. Not a bad idea. So, yeah, Slags they're okay, but they're probably tier 2. Voil are tier 1 in my opinion. SP meta being god tier. Yeah, SP meta, which is what kind of cool, is 0 tier. So it's probably one of the best decks in the game is SP meta. With the Era Rift Lord and such. UD meta being one of the weirdest metas. There are a few factions that don't have the best meta battle groups where I'm like, what is this? SL is good meta, SP is good meta, ST has a kind of an awkward meta usually. Like ST meta doesn't really exist. ST has Frost and Beasts, which are a god tier, so they're 0 tier in my opinion. Or I say Beasts are maybe god, like I said, they are maybe tier 0.5. They're very close to it. But meta ST, there is no real ST meta, so there's really strong ST champs. That's kind of, I haven't seen that really. But I would say this is kind of a UD meta. It's a bit off key. There are a few ways you can play UD meta. I play a UD meta battle group that's very aggressive. It was made by Neppy. This one's a bit slower. It has the Balkan Forester. It has the Max Rec. It has the Scorched Dwarf. So it's more of a late game UD meta battle group in all honesty, which is very interesting actually. Kind of goes off the idea of getting that early game push, the early game, you know, hopefully getting some early game advantage, and then just pushing with, you know, getting extra Nora and, like I said, the Maddening Echoes. FS meta exists, IS meta exists. Let's see what else. Forsaken Waste meta does exist, barely, I think. I have seen a Forsaken Waste meta battle group. Ooh, nice invoke there. Getting 4 of the champions. They're all now shrunken. Now the only real good ST, what was that? All the way down there, nice. The only really good ST, the only good ST cleanse will be that Cleansing Storm, which is quite expensive. Alright, so he attacks with ability. If he attacks, he should have done first with the axe, because it gives -1 defense. But we'll see if that matters here. He's at 29 damage. Did he already axe throw? He's at shrunken. No, he's still extraing. So that was a misplay there by MogaBait. He could have actually done 2 extra damage there. Or at least 1. So he plays a messenger who has enforce as well as initiative. Or sorry, reinforce except for and as well as initiative. He has the firebomb, 16 damage. He's so close right now. He's right now 4 damage off. There you go, it's a kill. Banding Echoes being very cheap. And that causes the Dark Summons to go off, or at least the cooldown reduction. So now it's only 10 turns, 1 more kill, and then he'll be able to play a for free, Imp, yeah. Alright, so that was a kill. It's a very good kill, but let's see, can he play something? Maybe a Gale Force. He already played 1, I think it's still a cooldown. There's the second Gale Force. Yeah, Gale Force is such a silly spell, in my opinion. It's like, eh. Yeah, Gale Force is just like, I mean, it's very expensive. Whenever, alright, put it this way. It's hard to play, because whenever I play SC, or if I, okay, 2 spells here. He's dead then. Oh, he's actually not dead. It doesn't hit him. That's weird. He misclicked. Or something. I guess he didn't want to attack his aspect? I don't know. I mean, his aspect is useless, but he could have, well, I just killed the Kento. He killed his own champion there. That's funny. Now the Master can actually play the Dark Summons as well. Wow, that was weird. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I don't remember what I was going to say. But yeah, we'll see the Dark Summons come out soon. He is useless, alright? He's only there as a meat shield now. He's actually not dead, so we could see a Sacrifice coming out. Sacrifice would be insane. Sacrifice or Retribute would be so insane. So we get so much value. He can't actually attack because of the damage shield, but he can get the Norglobe and Sacrifice if he wants. I mean, he'll die next turn to the shield anyhow. He's going to the font, yeah. Dudes, please Sacrifice or Retribute here. I mean, if you don't, you're not playing UD, right? Like, every UD battle group plays Sacrifice or Retribute. I think. Alright, so he's in the font now. It's 3 champions, so he's doing okay here. Especially because this one's useless and this one's the summons and at 9 HP. He has 10 damage. He actually kill it. Yeah, this messenger can kill the Yeti Spirit, and the AoE, the Death Nova won't actually hit any of his own champs. If he sacrifices, kills the Yeti Spirit and deploys, he'll be doing so well. Oh, okay. So he plays the Alchemist actually with the Dark Summons. Now he's up here. He's kind of keeping him safe, or also protecting top font. Please, why not kill this Yeti Spirit? What was that? Superior. There's the Retribute. So there was the Retribute I was talking about. He does Retribute as well as the superiority. He's gonna get the kill on this Extinguisher as well as the kill on the Yeti Spirit, and that means it's basically game, right? How did this happen? What actually happened? I just feel like Reaper didn't do anything. He kind of just like let the game, you know, turn to the other side. MogaBait just, you know, decided to start the game. I mean, I was there quite late. Yeah, GG, well played. It was insane.